So I put a poll on my posts the other day about who is the most evil villain in Dragon Ball, and the debates going on are wild. Some great responses, lots of people getting involved in this. Most of you voted for either Kid Buu or Frieza, and we'll go through why you probably voted for these characters in this video. And we're also going to talk about each character's individual qualities as an evil person, I guess, and of course I will give my opinion as well. Now, Kid Buu was leading this poll for quite a while, but recently Frieza has managed to overtake Kid Buu. Now, I do wonder sometimes if these polls where some characters are more popular than other characters, they tend to get more votes, but Moro and Zamasu are pretty popular characters anyway. But still, each of these characters have done dastardly acts which are literally horrendous, but certain characters have definitely done acts that are more evil than others. And that begs the question, does it matter if you're born evil or do you become evil by the acts that you commit? Because ultimately people have very different perspectives on what makes a person or character evil. Now, with Dragon Ball Daima coming and the demons becoming more prominent from the demon realm, we're about to see some characters that we would assume are pretty evil. The Mikaiyoshin, the supreme Kai of the demon world, is supposed to be an evil Shinjin. And who knows, maybe there'll be even more evil characters in the demon realm, including maybe the wearer of the evil third eye, the Tertian Oculus. But in this video we're going to talk about villains that have already been established in the series, and the four main ones, I think, the four ones that have considered the most evil acts. Of course there's some other notable absentees, but the four main ones that have committed the most heinous acts in the series, I believe, are the four in question. Of course, shoutouts go to Demon King Piccolo, Cell, but even Baby Vegeta and Omega Shenron from the Dragon Ball GT series. Their acts still pale in comparison to these four. By all means, if you disagree, let me know why you think their acts actually supersede the acts of these characters in this video down in the comment section. So we'll start off in chronological order of appearance in the Dragon Ball series. Of course, despite Frieza being prominent at the end of the Dragon Ball Super's current run after returning as Black Frieza, he did of course originally debut in the Namek arc, and Frieza literally tortures not only his enemies but will torture his own allies if they get on the wrong side of him. And what's more, he takes absolutely delight in doing so. He loves it. Even if they're just defenseless creatures, Frieza will basically shoot a death beam straight through them. On Namek against Goku, the reason Goku attained Super Saiyan was because Frieza killed Goku's best friend just to torture Goku and punish Goku for defying him and fighting against him. He literally blew him up. Of course, after being utterly defeated by Super Saiyan Goku and being cut in half by his own Destructo disc, Goku actually gave Frieza energy to basically revive himself and get off the soon to explode planet Namek, and he actually fired it back at him. This guy is just malice, pure malice. And what more, he actually knows he's evil. He likes the fact that he's evil and uses it as a title, the evil emperor of the universe. Of course, fast forward all the way to Dragon Ball Super. Frieza gets revived. Rather than help the people who revived him, spends all of his time training just for revenge on the two Saiyans that took him out. I'd love to see what happens if he ever came face to face with future Trunks again. Of course, even after being revived, in the Fakatsu no F version, he literally kills Tagoma, basically just to test out his power. Then, after being brought back to life from the Tournament of Power, he literally tells Goku that he is not going to stop his evil ways and goes back to conquering planets, eventually getting to the Broly movie where he uses Broly to fight against Goku and Vegeta and kills Broly's father on purpose just to see Broly turn Super Saiyan. And who can forget that walk, that strut, as he walks through the chaos of Broly turning Super Saiyan, mollywopping Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta. Then of course finally returning at the end of the Granola arc, where he unveiled his new Black Frieza form and basically incinerates gas on the spot. However, he does show something, maybe a sign of change, when he doesn't completely kill off Goku and Vegeta after basically knocking them out of their Ultra forms in one shot. But ultimately, I think the main argument for Frieza is the fact that he knows he's evil and he takes delight in it. However, Frieza will not just destroy everyone, he'd rather rule over them than wipe them out. He legitimately wants to be feared, he legitimately wants to rule with an iron fist, so that his subjects are terrified of him. And of course, he doesn't just want to rule Universe 7, there's been hints from producers and even in the script that he actually wants to rule over the entire multiverse, and Zeno, the Omni Kings, are actually in his eyesight. How he will do it, who knows. So that's the case for Frieza, and by all means, anything else you think I should put in there, let me know down in the comments section. On to Kid Buu. Now obviously there's many different forms of Buu, and they're all pretty much evil except for Mr. Buu, who is basically the good side of Buu, who has absorbed the Dai Kaioshin. But Kid Buu, Pure Buu, whichever one you want to call him, is pure evil. He is innately evil. He was basically either born, created, or made evil. Of course, he is a Mojin, he is a demon, he cannot be reasoned with. A difference between him and Frieza is Frieza can be reasoned with. You've got to do a lot of sucking up to Frieza to reason with him, but Buu, no reasoning with at all. He literally wakes up and destroys. That's all that's on his mind, is committing evil acts. Obviously when he first awakened in the Buu saga, he destroyed Earth immediately with no remorse, no warning at all. So I guess it goes back to that question earlier in the video. What's more evil? Somebody who's born evil, pure evil, or somebody who actually knows they're evil and still commits evil, treacherous acts? It's definitely a deep philosophical question that I've really enjoyed reading from in terms of the comments in that poll, so make sure you let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. One contradiction is that there is actually an evil Buu. Was that actually a more pure evil Buu than even Kid Buu? Once again, it's unknown, so let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. But we still saw Kid Buu, in the limited amount of time that we saw him, just wipe out everything in his path. He destroys for the sake of destroying. It's not like a god of destruction, it's not a job, it's ultimately just what he wants to do. Even on the Supreme World of the Kais, when he's fighting against Vegeta and Mr. Buu in particular, the way he beats them up is absolutely brutal. He is literally firing ki blasts in their face, and he's punishing them. He could just kill them quite quickly, but he is punishing them. He's taking delight in it, very much like Frieza, but he is born evil. So he doesn't know any other way. It's not like he has a choice to make. So does that make him less evil or more evil? I think there's more layers to this than what is on the surface level. He is stated to be evil incarnate, so that almost clarifies his position, but is being evil subjective? Let me know down in the comment section. On to the next one. It's my guy, Zamasu. Now Zamasu was not born evil, but he slowly became evil over time after witnessing the deeds of mortals and basically becoming jealous of them and the power they were attaining that even surpassed his power, despite him being a prodigy in terms of the Kais. Now just like Frieza and unlike Buu, Zamasu has a goal, he has a motive behind what he does. But Zamasu's motive, unlike Frieza's, is to wipe everybody out that he doesn't agree with, which is basically everyone, not just the mortals that are involved in his Zero Mortals plan, the gods as well that don't subscribe to his plan. And he has no shame about how he does it. Because he cannot take on the gods of destruction himself, he takes out the other Supreme Kai in order to kill the gods of destruction who are linked to the Supreme Kais, the gods of creation. But ultimately, his main beef is with the mortals. Guess what? You're a mortal. He fucking hates you. This motherfucker absolutely despises mortals. If you're a mortal, he is killing you without hesitation. First, he'll give you a monologue on why you're much more inferior to him and why he's so superior, and then he'll kill you because he's a motherfucker. To attain his goals, this guy literally went and killed Goku's wife and son, stole his body, and then used that body to torture Trunks and basically killed everyone. Now, based on which version, Zamasu quite possibly killed everybody in the multiverse, at least every mortal in the multiverse, along with their gods of creation and gods of destruction. There may have been a few people remaining, but based on the anime version, he said that the Zero Mortals plan will be complete soon, and he was referring to the multiverse. Which is crazy considering he may have took out a future Jiren and future Broly in that timeline too. Who knows how. However, unlike Frieza, Zamasu doesn't think he's evil. He actually thinks what he's doing is justified, and his reasoning is legitimate. Of course, we from an outside perspective know what he's doing is evil, but he doesn't. Frieza knows he's evil. Zamasu doesn't know he's evil. However, here's the kicker. Zamasu's acts of evilness is probably the most evil out of the lot. Like I said, he wiped out everybody in the multiverse and probably subjected them to his monologues first. He killed his own mentor 3 times without hesitation. Now, I know some people will say if you turn on the nightly news and see all the events going on in the world, maybe Zamasu was right. However, what he did was completely heinous, and he would have completed the job if it wasn't for Zeno basically erasing him from existence. On to the final character in this list, World Eater Moro. Now, Moro basically eats planets and eats the souls of every being on that planet in order to become stronger and more powerful. Even though we don't know if he's a demon yet, what he does is truly demonic. Goku, after trying to sense his energy, basically felt the presence of dying souls, which even took Goku aback. Goku's probably not even felt that from Frieza or Zamasu or Kid Buu, so that's pretty shocking in itself. This motherfucker even spent 10 million years in jail, the galactic prison, and still didn't have any remorse for what he does. He just went out and started eating people again, eating the life source of the planet, taking everybody's energy until they were basically bone dry. If you saw Moro and Moro saw you, all you are to him is basically a bucket of KFC fried chicken. He's devouring you, just like he devours his own friends and allies. Friends is probably a generous word. He basically ate 7-3, and the way he kills people is absolutely remorseless. He basically loves to punch a hole through somebody, as we saw against the Namekian, and he literally punched a hole through Goku's chest. He is quite possibly the most savage person on this list. However, he doesn't kill quite as many people as Zamasu, and for him it's not about being evil, it's just that he's hungry. He just wants to eat and keep eating, no matter the consequence. And just like Frieza back on Namek, when Goku gave him a way out, offered him a Senzu Bean, rather than use it to actually go and think about his actions, he threw it back in Goku's face and tried to attack him again. Now, when this arc gets animated, of course, if it gets animated, it's going to be incredible. If anybody's watched Attack on Titan, when you first see the Titans eat the humans around them, it is honestly shocking. This arc could have similar vibes when it comes to being animated and showing that graphically. The way Moro kills people is vile, but is he the most evil? So guys, I want to know your thoughts down in the comment section. Who do you really think is the most evil after going for all of these characters? In my humble opinion, I think it comes down to what you value most about somebody being born evil, or whether it's the acts they commit that make them more evil. Kid Buu is innate evil, so in that regard, you would have to say, well, he is just evil personified, so he is the most evil. But I do definitely see the arguments coming from the acts of the likes of Zamasu. I mean, Zamasu committed multiversal genocide just to succeed with his goals. Frieza, knowing he's evil, is pretty damn evil and adds a layer of evil that Zamasu and Kid Buu just don't have. And then there's Moro, who is evil in the most sadistic way, actually eating people's souls just to fill his belly. But it really depends on your perspective, so I can see the arguments for most of them, but let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. I'm really looking forward to reading them. If you're new to these ends, make sure you subscribe. It's a good time to be a Dragon Ball fan. Lots of content coming. Make sure you regularly check out my community posts, because there's lots of these polls going on. Smash a like on the video. All likes truly matter and I appreciate them. Until next time, Ad Astra.